Trouble is mounting for Anil Ambani, as we have been covering. This is regarding a 17,000 crore rupee loan fraud that implicates his business. In fact, not just the Enforcement Directorate, Central Bureau of Investigation and other financial regulators are also looking into this alleged fraud that has unearthed, and officials are calling it a well-planned and thought-after conspiracy to siphon off public money, launder thousands of crores, and also manipulate the banking system. The latest visuals are coming in of Anil Ambani leaving the premises to head for that appointment with the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate has intensified its investigation into the 17,000 crore rupee loan fraud involving the Anil Ambani-led Reliance Group, summoning top executives and planning to question bank officials as well. The probe actually centers on alleged irregularities in loans extended to Reliance Home Finance, Reliance Commercial Finance, and Reliance Communications. Live visuals coming in of Anil Ambani heading out as he is expected to appear before the Enforcement Directorate officials at 11 a.m. this morning. The ED is also currently seeking details from banks as trouble mounts for industrialist Anil Ambani, as a slew of investigations by the Enforcement Directorate, the Central Bureau of Investigation and other financial regulators into alleged fraud have unearthed what officials are calling a well-planned and thought-after conspiracy to siphon off public money, to launder thousands of crores, and also manipulate the banking system. The ED has intensified its investigation into the 17,000 crore rupee loan fraud involving the Anil Ambani-led Reliance Group. Live visuals coming in of Anil Ambani leaving his residence and heading for that appointment that's scheduled for 11 a.m. today. My colleagues Anushka Garg and the team at NDTV Profit have been tracking all the finer developments and the behind-the-scenes action that's been unfolding. But in fresh trouble for the Reliance Group chairman Anil Ambani, the Enforcement Directorate has also written to multiple banks seeking details on the loan sanctioned to his companies. The Financial Crime Fighting Agency has actually written to 12 to 13 public sector and private banks seeking details on due diligence followed on the loans sanctioned to Reliance Housing Finance, Reliance Communications, and Reliance Commercial Finance, as I mentioned. As far as details are concerned from banks, I must inform you that details have been sought from the State Bank of India, from Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, UCO Bank, and Punjab and Sindh Bank, our sources have informed us. Anil Ambani there, heading out for his appointment with the Enforcement Directorate as they look to interrogate the industrialist. In fact, on Saturday, the Enforcement Directorate arrested a company director in a 3,000 crore rupee loan fraud case allegedly linked to entities associated with Anil Ambani's Reliance ADAG Group. The arrest took place under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and is the first in the case. The probe, as you know, continues, but it brings light to a key regulatory distinction. When does a loan stop being a business risk and start being a criminal fraud? So the ED is expected to question Anil Ambani at 11 a.m. today. This is regarding the probe into the 17,000 crore rupee loan fraud case. It's ED's biggest corporate loan fraud probe. The ED, as I briefly mentioned, is also seeking details from multiple banks. In fact, on Saturday, the ED arrested a company director in a 3,000 crore rupee loan fraud case allegedly linked to entities associated with Anil Ambani's Reliance Group. The arrest under PMLA is the first in the case, and while the probe continues, it brings to light a key regulatory distinction. When does a loan actually stop being a business risk and start being a criminal fraud? As the ED summons Anil Ambani, my colleague Anushka Garg has been tracking the latest and all the intricacies as far as this case is concerned. Anushka, Anil Ambani is expected to now attend that ED appointment at 11 a.m. as you were mentioning?
The line.
Right, we're just going to quickly reconnect with my colleague Anushka Garg, who's been tracking all the intricacies of this case. In terms of India's financial system and what the RBI says, I must tell you that India's financial system sees loan issues on a scale. It's default, willful default and fraud. According to the Reserve Bank of India's Master Circular, a default is actually a failure to repay as per the loan agreement, which may or may not be intentional. A willful default is when repayment capacity exists but is intentionally withheld. And a fraud, according to the RBI, it involves deliberate deception using false documents, shell firms and accounting manipulation. As Anil Ambani is expected to head to the ED for that 11 a.m. appointment, the probe continues and brings to light key regulatory distinctions as well. Anushka is now back with us on the phone line at the moment. Anushka, Anil Ambani, it seems, is going to be heading for that ED appointment scheduled for at 11 a.m.
That's right. The ED has summoned Anil Ambani around 11 a.m. in the morning. What we are seeing is that we are getting visuals that he is in fact leaving for the ED office. What we do know by now is that the ED has written to 12 to 13 banks, seeking details of the loans that was sanctioned to the Reliance Anil Ambani Group companies, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC, Punjab and Sindh Bank. All these banks have been in fact, written to by the ED, and they have in fact also sought all the details, and they have asked the banks as to what actions they had taken when they got to know that the Anil Ambani Group companies have defaulted. This is a massive money laundering case to the tune of rupees 17,000 crore rupees. Not just that, several of the banks which were in fact involved there, we did see that the first major arrest was in fact made of the MD of Biswal Trading Private Limited, which had in fact given a fake bank guarantee worth rupees 68 crore to the Anil Ambani Group companies. Partha Sarthi Biswal is in fact under ED's custody till 6th of August. Today, Anil Ambani is in fact going to appear in front of the ED. Not just Anil Ambani, but several top bank executives are in fact also summoned by the ED so that they can provide the detail as to what kind of a bank loan they had sanctioned and what actions did the bank take after knowing that some of the companies had defaulted. Not just that, ED has in fact also asked as to whether or not the bank had done a thorough credit check of the companies. We are talking about Reliance Housing Finance Limited, Reliance Commerce Private Limited and Reliance Communication are three of the Anil Ambani related companies which are under the radar. The ED is scanning the whole matter. Not just that, first arrest has been in fact made, and also there is a parallel investigation going on regarding the matter of how Biswal Trade Link was involved here. The MD of Biswal Trade Link had been arrested few days back. He is also being questioned as to what kind of a role did he play, and for the three Anil Ambani related companies, they had given a fake bank guarantee. Not just that, what we are also getting to know is that quid pro quo arrangement was made between the Yes Bank executives between 2017 to 2019. Yes Bank was in fact sanctioning the loans for the Anil Ambani Group companies, and there is an investigation also going on with ED investigating 35 different locations in Delhi and in Mumbai. 25 people were questioned when the raids happened. 3-day long raids were conducted with the Anil Ambani related entities. Not just that, we are also seeing that today Anil Ambani is going to appear in front of the ED. We are getting the visuals of him leaving for the ED office around 11 a.m. The ED had in fact summoned Anil Ambani for this particular case. Partha Sarthi Biswal is right now under custody, and several of the top bank executives have been written to and have been asked as to what kind of a bank loan sanction was in fact given to Anil Ambani, whether the credits were checked or not, what actions did the bank took when they got to know that the company had defaulted, and whether or not there was a thorough credit check done before giving the loans. We do know that several of the other cases are also involved here, like the loan evergreening. That means additional loans were given to repay the loan that was initially taken. Several of the Anil Ambani companies were declared non-paying assets. Several of the loan amount was in fact also declared in those companies as the non-payable assets. And not just that, we are also seeing that same director's name, same address was taken to sanction the loans, and not just that, several of the bank officials were involved in this particular case. They were taking money in their concerns for sanctioning the loan. Yes, bank promoters are involved from 2017 to 2019. Most of the people who were in connection with the Anil Ambani groups are in fact right now being questioned in this regard. We are seeing that the ED's heat is on right now. Anil Ambani and several of the companies are under the scanner. RHFL, RHCL and RCOM are three companies that have been in fact alleged as defaulters, and right now Anil Ambani is also on his way to join the questioning by the ED around 11 a.m. Over to you.
Anushka, thanks so much for joining us with those crucial details coming in. As you can see, Anil Ambani has left from his residence for Delhi. The Enforcement Directorate has summoned Anil Ambani for questioning as part of its ongoing probe into an alleged 17,000 crore rupee loan fraud case. He has been directed to appear at the ED headquarters in Delhi at 11 a.m. today.